Deadly intentions. The fine line between paranoia and survival. Understanding the difference between paranoia and legitimate concern can be the only thing standing between you and becoming tomorrow's tragic headline. Every day, countless people walk through life unaware that someone close to them could be secretly plotting their downfall. The most chilling part: these threats often disguise themselves as friends, lovers, or even family. You might think this sounds extreme, but by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why recognizing these warning signs isn't just important, it's critical for survival. In a world where digital footprints make tracking effortless and social bonds blur the line between ally and enemy, knowing these 5 signs could mean the difference between life and death. The most dangerous predators aren't always the ones who bare their teeth. Sometimes they're the ones who smile the widest while planning your demise. So, listen carefully. What you're about to learn isn't just another set of generic warnings. These are real, proven indicators that someone might be harboring deadly intentions toward you. Sign number 1. The silent observer. This isn't just about someone watching you. It's about a calculated predator studying your every move. Think about your daily routine, your morning coffee stop, your usual parking spot, even your favorite bench at the park. When someone intends to harm you, they don't strike randomly. They watch, they learn, they plan. Imagine this. You start noticing the same car parked near your home at odd hours. A distant acquaintance suddenly engages with every one of your social media posts. A co-worker casually mentions details about your weekend plans, details you never shared with them. These aren't coincidences, they are red flags. In today's digital age, surveillance is easier than ever. A potential threat might track you through shared apps you've forgotten about, monitor your social media check-ins, or use mutual connections to gather intel on your whereabouts. More disturbingly, they might stage coincidental encounters to test their knowledge of your patterns, showing up at places they know you frequent just to confirm their assumptions. But here's where it gets truly alarming. When someone wants you dead, they don't observe passively. They create a systematic pattern of surveillance. This includes both physical and digital tracking. They might plant tracking devices in your car, hack into your home security cameras, or manipulate people in your circle to extract information about your schedule. The scariest part? These individuals often hide in plain sight. It could be the overly friendly neighbor who always seems to be outside when you leave for work. The co-worker who conveniently picks a lunch spot with a clear view of your usual seat. The social media friend who knows your whereabouts before you even post them. We've become so accustomed to sharing our lives online that we don't realize we're feeding information to those who may wish us harm. We post our locations, our plans, our routines, never considering how someone with ill intentions could use this data against us. Bottom line, if you notice unexplained, consistent presences in your daily life, coupled with someone displaying unusual knowledge of your routine, you're not being paranoid. You're recognizing the first critical sign that someone may be plotting against you. This pattern of surveillance is the groundwork for something far more sinister. Identifying it early could save your life. Sign number 2. The emotional manipulator. Let me tell you about Becca, a friend of mine who nearly lost her life because she ignored this second warning sign. Becca had a friend who always seemed to appear when she was feeling low. At first, their support seemed genuine, but over time, it became clear that every favor came with strings attached. Subtle hints that she couldn't handle life without them. Manipulative comments about how other friends weren't truly there for her, claims that her family didn't understand her like they did. This brings us to our second major warning sign, the emotional manipulator. These predators don't just want control over your mind. They want to dismantle your entire support system. First, they manipulate your emotions. Then, they isolate you from others, making you dependent on them. Finally, they create a false sense of loyalty that blinds you to their true intentions. Think about your own life right now. Is there someone who makes you feel guilty for spending time with others? Someone who constantly reminds you of your past mistakes whenever you try to make independent choices? Someone who seems to know exactly how to push your emotional buttons with surgical precision. Emotional manipulator works by creating what I call the triangle of control. First, they identify your emotional weaknesses, then they exploit these vulnerabilities by offering themselves as the only solution. Finally, they isolate you from anyone who might see through their facade. Here's the terrifying part. They don't just stop at emotional manipulation. They start planting seeds of fear, disguised as concern. "I worry about you walking alone at night" becomes a subtle threat. "No one else understands you like I do" becomes a warning against seeking help. They might even start using your secrets against you, holding them over your head like a sword ready to drop. But here's what makes this sign so dangerous. It feels like love. Like protection. Like genuine care. The emotional manipulator is a master at making their control feel like concern. They'll comfort you after making you cry, support you after destroying your confidence, protect you from dangers they themselves created. The bottom line is clear. If someone in your life is systematically isolating you while creating emotional dependency, they're not protecting you, they're preparing you. This pattern of emotional manipulation is the second critical sign that someone might want you dead, setting the stage for complete control before they make their final move. Now let's shift our focus to something that might be happening right under your nose. The third deadly sign that someone wants you end your life. You're about to discover why that person who seems overly interested in your finances or legal matters might be plotting something far more sinister than you think. Have you ever noticed someone trying to get way too involved in your money? Matters maybe they've offered to help manage your accounts, suggested joint investments, or shown unusual interest in your assets. These aren't random acts of kindness, they're calculated moves. In a deadly chess game where you're the unknowing player, what makes this third sign particularly dangerous is how it masquerades as helpful advice or genuine concern. The resource controller doesn't just want access to your money, they want complete control over every resource you have. They're playing a long game, building a paper trail that could eventually make your death look like a natural progression of events. Think about it. They might suggest being added to your accounts just in case something happens. They could push for joint ownership of property or insist on being involved in your legal matters. Each move seems logical on the surface, but underneath lies a sinister plot to gain control of your life and eventually your death. Here's where things get really scary, and pay close attention, because this could save your life. The resource controller often works through legitimate channels. They'll use lawyers, financial advisors, and legal documents to create what I call the web of control. Every signature, every joint account, every shared asset becomes a strand in their web designed to entangle you completely. And if you're watching this, thinking, "This could never happen to me," let me wake you up to reality. It's not just about money, it's about power. They might start small, borrowing your car, using your credit card for emergencies, or asking for copies of your keys, but each step gives them more control, more access, and more power over your life. Before we move on to the next sign, I need you to understand something crucial, and this is why hitting that subscribe button right now could literally save your life. The information you're learning here isn't just content, it's survival knowledge that could protect you from becoming another statistic. The bottom line, if someone is showing unusual interest in your financial matters, legal documents or personal assets while trying to gain control over them, you're not being paranoid. You're spotting the third critical sign that someone might want you dead. This pattern of resource control is a calculated move to ensure they benefit from your demise, while making it look completely natural. Now I need you to listen up with rapt attention, because what I'm about to tell you about the fourth sign is something that could be happening to you right now. This isn't about paranoia. This is about your survival. When someone wants you dead, they don't just target you directly. They demolish your entire support system. They become the master puppeteer pulling strings you didn't even know existed. They infiltrate your social circle, poison your relationships, and destroy your reputation with surgical precision. Let me be crystal clear about this fourth warning sign. The network infiltrator doesn't just spread rumors, they create an entire narrative about you. They plant seeds of doubt in the minds of your friends. They whisper concerns to your family. They manipulate your co-workers, and they do it all while maintaining a perfect facade of innocence. This is how they operate. First, they identify your key relationships, the people you trust, the ones you rely on. Then they systematically begin to corrupt these connections. They might tell your best friend they're worried about your behavior. They could hint to your family about your concerning lifestyle choices. They might even suggest to your co-workers that you're becoming unstable. What makes this fourth sign so lethal is its invisibility. By the time you realize what's happening, your entire support system has been compromised. Your friends start avoiding you. Your family questions your decisions. Your co-workers keep their distance. And there you are, standing alone exactly where they want you. The network infiltrator is a master of what I call social assassination. They don't just want to isolate you. They want to make it look like you isolated yourself. They want everyone to think that when something happens to you, it was somehow your own doing. They create a narrative so compelling that even those closest to you might question your sanity. The bottom line, if you notice your relationships deteriorating while someone seems to be gaining influence over your social circle, you're witnessing the fourth critical sign that someone wants you dead. This systematic destruction of your support network isn't random. It's a calculated strategy to ensure that when they make their move, no one will be there to protect you. Now we arrive at the fifth and most chilling sign, the calculated predator. This isn't just about someone who wants you dead. This is about someone who has already planned every detail of your demise. What I'm about to share will fundamentally change how you view the people around you. The calculated predator operates with a level of sophistication that's both brilliant and terrifying. They don't just wait for opportunities, they create them. They engineer situations that test your awareness, probe your defenses, and set up what they want everyone to believe was just an unfortunate accident. Let me break this down in a way that will open your eyes to their methodology. These predators start by testing your awareness levels in subtle ways. They might accidentally tamper with your car's brakes to see if you notice they could leave your garage door open to test your security consciousness. They might even create small accidents to gauge your reaction time and survival instincts. But here's where it gets truly frightening. They're not just testing you, they're practicing every near miss, every close call. Every lucky escape is a dress rehearsal for the final act. They're perfecting their technique while simultaneously conditioning those around you to see you as accident-prone or careless. The most insidious part, they're building their alibi long before they need it. They establish patterns that support their innocence. They create witnesses who will swear they were elsewhere. They construct a narrative that makes your eventual accident seem almost inevitable. These predators are masters of what I call premeditated plausibility. Every move they make is designed to look innocent in isolation, but forms part of a larger deadly pattern. They might suggest taking a dangerous hiking trail, recommend a restaurant known for food poisoning cases, or insist on driving you home after having just one drink. The bottom line: if you notice someone in your life creating situations that could lead to accidents while simultaneously building alias and testing your reactions, you're not being paranoid. You're identifying the fifth and most dangerous sign that someone wants you dead. This pattern of calculated preparation isn't coincidence. It's the final step stage before they make their move. Now, what you've just learned isn't just information. It's a survival guide for the modern world. These 5 signs: the silent observer, the emotional manipulator, the resource controller, the network infiltrator, and the calculated predator, aren't just theories. They're real patterns that have preceded countless tragedies. But here's the truth that you need to hear. Knowing these signs isn't enough. You must take action. Start documenting suspicious patterns. Strengthen your security measures. Build a network of trusted allies who understand these warnings. Most importantly, trust your instincts when something feels off. The world is filled with people who thought it could never happen to me until it did. Don't become another statistic. Don't let your story become another cautionary tale. The knowledge you now possess is powerful, but only if you use it before you go. Remember that your safety journey doesn't end here. There's more critical information you need to know, and it's waiting for you in the next video. Your life might literally depend on what you learn next. Stay alert, stay aware, and most importantly, stay alive. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Philosophy of Stoicism for more real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Remember, relationships take time, care, and effort, but the rewards are worth it. When fear and caution are met with understanding and patience, they transform into trust and connection. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.